Hi Chastity, thank you so much for booking with me. So I had already started this video yesterday, and then halfway through I realized I wasn't recording, and by that time it was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I was like, yeah, no, this isn't happening. So I got up bright and early today to start it. So let me just jump into some of the things that I saw in your chart. I saw that you have clusters in the 8th house in Leo, I believe. So when you see clusters like that, it's just something that you've brought back to you in terms, or like a big lesson when it comes to your relationships, because it's the house of relationships, in a past life sense. So I was feeling like your mom and your dad were probably very karmic for you in a past life sense, and even in a current life sense, but I felt like it was more karma from that back then, because certain placements in there, I don't remember which placements like off the top of my head, but when I send you like the written part, you'll see, but certain placements in there already told me that they would be very prominent in one of your past lives. And also, just by looking at your sun and your moon, I could tell that you were not, I don't want to say somebody because everybody's somebody, but you were definitely like like an authoritarian figure, or a big figure, like a figure with power back then. So right now, you could be either seeking some of that recognition that you once had, or you could just be starting to come into that power. I did notice that you had moon in Sagittarius. With moon in Sagittarius, it's like very fiery emotions, and sometimes you can kind of like not, I don't want to say not think before you say something, but your emotions come out very direct and very like like an arrow. They come out very direct and will hit their mark when they need to. So I picked out certain crystals because I felt called to get some of these crystals because your energy was just very fiery from the jump, very fiery from the jump. So I have this is Tiger's Eye. It's the crystal of grounding and of it's grounding, it's strength, it's luck, it's also wealth. So again, like I said, I felt like there was something in there that said like you were a merchant, something in that respect. But also I have here blue lace, which blue lace is amazing for like communicating your emotions or just calming, because I feel like I said, your emotions are very fiery, very direct, and sometimes you can lose yourself within your emotions. All right, so let me just start. Oh, if you're wondering what deck this is the Past Life Oracle. This thing is super old, by the way. I got this like 5 years ago, I want to say. Let me see. Oh, girl. Oh, man, sometimes these things have a mind of their own. All right, so let's see. Ooh, yeah, girl, I told you I started this yesterday. This exact card came out yesterday, so I knew I was on the right track. All right, so let me show you what cards we got. Authority figures, and we have 3 lifetimes here, which yesterday I think 2 of the 3 came out like this too. Actually, 3 of 3 came out exactly the same. So girl, something's going on here. We have Greco-Roman, Atlantis, Asia, and spouse. Now, what I got from the jump, the one that like kind of like, I don't want to say stuck out to me the most, but kind of like spoke to me the most, was definitely Asia. Because I don't know if you have an affinity for Asia, or that's somewhere that you might want to be, or you're just attracted to that culture, but it's definitely from this lifetime. And I was feeling like we're gonna get more into these too, because I feel like they're all one and the same, and that's why they came out together. And these are the lessons. But I was feeling that you in this lifetime were a merchant. You were a merchant not by choice, but you were a merchant more rather for like it was passed down in your family, and you were kind of I think you were the eldest of two boys. I don't know if you have a brother right now, but you were definitely the eldest of 2 boys, and so you were kind of chosen to run this family business. and it wasn't something that you wanted to do. But your mom, she wasn't your mom in this era, by the way. She was your dad. So when you think of like past life sense, just realize that your gender roles will switch around, and you're very much male in this lifetime. And you know, honestly, when I look at your chart, I'm not surprised, because you have so much fire in your chart, and that's a very like strong, resilient, very very independent sign. And most people with so much fire in their chart tend to be male in a past life, because they're used to that strength, so it's amplified when you come into this lifetime. And even if you are a woman, you'll probably be considered a strong, hard-headed woman. But so in this lifetime, you were forced to marry somebody, and you had a business relationship with your father. Your father wasn't your father back then. Your father was your friend. But I do remember that money played a part in this, that he either, I don't want to say steal money, but there was something in regards to the business that he was involved in. And this was a trading business, by the way. In regards to the business that he was involved in, and it was being very sneaky and left-handed with you in this lifetime. And you kind of took it like a slap in the back, or a stab in the back. A stab in the back. You took it like a stab in the back, and it kind of centered your relationship now. So now he became your father in this lifetime, because you need to work out this karma. But also, when I get spouse, I'm seeing that you were forced to marry somebody. Not forced, but your parents felt like this was the best choice for you. And at first you were all in it. And then as time wore on, you realized that maybe this relationship wasn't the best for you. But the fact that you were so committed to just your role in as this person in this lifetime, you felt like oh, I have to do this. So I feel like right now, the other side of this coin is that you probably do not want to listen to your parents, or you probably took on a path that they didn't see you taking in the first place, because you didn't want to conform to what happened in this lifetime. I felt you, when I see authority figures, I felt you very like very, I want to say very about your money, but very about this trading business. And I don't want to say it's fur that you're trading, but I do see some sort of like I don't want to say, I'm seeing like it's more than fur that you're trading. It feels like a very good business to be in. And this lifetime, it feels, it's not the Philippines. Sorry, I'm like super bad at like geography. But it feels like it's either like lower Asia or mid Asia, but definitely I'll take a look at the map later and I'll tell you where exactly. But you were definitely doing these like trades, and this was a hot commodity back then, because back then I feel like fur would equate to wealth. Like, look how much money I have because I can afford this, even now. But back then it was like you were producing these types of like furs and luxuries. So I don't know if you're like specifically attracted to fur or luxuries right now, or you just really like the aesthetic of these things. But back then, this is something that you were, that you were producing, and you're very much one of these like really great, man, I'm trying to find the word for it. Merchants. You're one of these really, really great merchants. And like I said, your father plays a role here. Like, there was like a backhanded, like maybe he took, I'm feeling like he took either part of the business, or he took some things from the business and tried to create his own. So that kind of already sets the stage for what your relationship is with your father. I feel like there's a very take with him. There was never any give in this lifetime, but we'll talk more about that later. I'm really curious about what the overall message for this lifetime was. Let me see. Ooh, these babies. By the way, if you're wondering, this is the Deviant Tarot. It's really pretty. Let's see. What was the general message for Chastity's for this lifetime? Man, sometimes they don't want to talk, and sometimes all they want to do is talk. Oh, okay. Girl, there's a lot here. Yep, there's a lot going on here. So you have the Sun, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Chariot, you have the King of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands reversed, and then you have the Ten of Wands. So what I'm getting for the meaning of your overall life was that there was no sense of pleasure or enjoyment that you have to come to terms with now, that you have to make sure that now in this current lifetime that you let yourself enjoy where you're heading. I feel like it's not that you didn't like the work that you did in your past life. I feel like it's more of you felt like it's what you needed to do. And I feel like sometimes you can carry that now, like instead of living through the moment, you feel like, oh, this is what I need to do, so, like it's my responsibility, and you don't enjoy responsibilities. But I feel like you have to find that balance of enjoying it. When I talk about that balance, that King of Cups, that emotional fulfillment and what you do every day, I feel like that was a big lesson in this lifetime, is learning how to be emotionally fulfilled. Because remember what I said about the marriage here. You were not forced to marry, but I feel like you rushed into marry, and you kind of killed a little bit of that joy in there. So taking it slow. So just make sure you're taking things slow and on a day-to-day, and just kind of honoring your independence, because that's what I get from the King of Cups, the King of Wands. Honoring your independence and making sure that you live through your creativity, that you're honoring that creative side of yourself, that you're not trying to live in this codependent phase, which is what the Queen of Wands is telling me. Queen of Wands is telling me, make sure that you take care of yourself, that you know that you are first priority now in this lifetime, and to just have some fun, release some of that luggage that sometimes you tend to carry on yourself, and just make sure you're enjoying yourself. I feel like responsibility has been following you around since a past life. So let me get more into your relationship with your mom, because I'm really curious about that. Ooh. Am I surprised that Judgment came out? No. Sorry. Girl, I am not surprised right now. So Judgment. That absolution, that coming to terms with. I feel like right now that probably describes your relationship with your mom a lot. I feel like maybe sometimes she could be judgmental over what you do, or just kind of be something that she's like, I don't want to say she's a looming figure, but she's like a looming figure that is always trying to watch what you're doing, or just trying to kind of guide you in the direction that she sees you going. But I feel like I said, I feel like a very strong independence from you, and this stems from this lifetime. I feel like in this lifetime, she had full say over what you did with your life, but in your current life, it's not like that at all. Look, the nagging, okay. But yeah, like I said, yeah, because I'm looking here at the card of mastery, and she was trying to master your lifetime, but for you there was no emotional fulfillment. Girl, I don't even know why I pull out cards, but there was no emotional fulfillment for you, and you were kind of taken on the back burner. But the good, I guess you could say the good part about this lifetime was that it was like a mastery of finances that you will learn later on in life. I think maybe more when you're like 27 to 28, you'll start to remember some of these, I don't want to call them gifts, but it's something that you bring back with you in terms of money, how to make money, just being more conscious with your money, and it'll kind of seem natural to you because you've done that work. And I'm getting the number 4. I don't know if you're a life path 4, but it could just be that it could just be the overall message or the overall theme. 4 is the number of structure and stability. Think of 4 walls to build a house. Excuse my birds, by the way. It's 4 walls to build a house. Man, they want to be chatty. It's 4 walls to build a house. And I feel like that's very much where you are right now. It's like stability. It's trying to find that for you. And when you are at the age of 20, like I said, 27 to 28, you'll definitely come back to this lifetime and just really concrete yourself in it. And let me see the relationship with your father. Now, I want to know who's this person that, you married. If you see me like moving around a lot, it's because like I'm on my knees and it hurts. Okay. Oh. Oof, man. Oh. Yeah. See? So you have here the 7, the 7 of Cups, which is a card of choices, but also the card of illusion. So he was presenting himself to be maybe like a very, very good friend to you, a very good asset to you when it came terms to your business in this lifetime. And it turned out that he was just not who you expected him to be. So here's the Queen of Cups reversed. And I feel like you took a big blow from it and kind of had to find a lot of mental clarity in this lifetime when it came to dealing with this. I feel like this was one of the big blows from this lifetime. I feel like you lived a long life in this lifetime. But it was more of like I don't want to say a pondering, but it was a mentally challenging lifetime than a financially and stability challenging. So he definitely messed with a lot of your mental, that's what you had going on there, your mental mumbo jumbo, I'm gonna call it. And I feel like it defines your relationship right now. Like he's always tried to present himself as something that, I love these birds. They're not my birds, by the way. So he's always presenting himself as something that he's not, or has always tried to show people a side of him that is not a genuine side. And I feel like that caused you to challenge authority, or challenge the men in your life, or challenge men in general, authority figures. So your relationship with him stems exactly from this lifetime. And let me see who this spouse is. I want to see who you married. I feel like the person that you married during this lifetime might be a karmic relationship now. I don't think it's the person that you're going to end up with in this current lifetime. But we'll see. Oh yeah, girl. It's like I'm a mind reader. Okay, so I got King of Cups, Page of Wands, Death, and 3 of Swords. So I'm feeling like this person was a very emotionally mature in this lifetime, but he might have not had it all financially. So that's where you came in. This is where the marriage came in. It was marriage more out of convenience to the families rather than actual attraction, though you were attracted to him in the forefront. I feel like maybe this is going to be somebody that you are going to date, or that you have already dated, that presented themselves as, I'm very emotionally mature, I'm this, I'm that. But then when it came time to the nitty gritty, they didn't know where they were stepping on. So the Page of Wands comes in. They had somewhat of a plan for their life and their financial future, but it wasn't as concrete as yours. So I want to say this person's a water sign just because of the King of Cups. This could be a water sign or an air sign. So this person, Aquarius? I've heard Aquarius, so I'm just going to say Aquarius, but water sign or earth sign. So this person definitely did not know where they were stepping on. And it kind of resulted in broken heart, maybe not for you, but more for them, because they weren't able to make those changes that they needed to be the person that you needed. So I'm feeling like maybe this relationship in this current lifetime was cut off midway, because you're like, no, this person is not even this person isn't even where I am in life. And like I said, you're a very strong person, so you know when to cut people off. You want to be, you love the idea of love, but when it comes to your stability, like, that's where you make the cutoff. Like, if you can't make the moves that I'm making, I'm cutting you off. And that's very much how you feel. But in this lifetime, it felt more like a forced commitment. Sorry, girl, I just like pulled everything out. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So yeah, so with your mom, your dad, and this other person, you lived 3 lifetimes with them. You lived in Asia, the Greco-Roman era, and you also lived in Atlantis with them. So they've been following you around in this like soul group for a while. So I feel like maybe this is the lifetime that's gonna help you work out through this karma. And so just make sure that you're aware, like, relationships were a big part of your chart, because they were all centering around how you let others see you. And the way I think I described it was like a mask. Like, you want to be seen as a strong, independent person, which you are, you very much are, but the lesson here is letting them also see that other vulnerable side. And I know you don't want to, but I feel like it's going to be huge for your growth in the long run, and to work out the karma in this lifetime. So yeah, girl, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You know where you can find me. Thank you so much for booking with me, Chasity. See you later.